Tribes Most High, my Niji. This is Asa'r. Alright, so I got a few comments on my video that I posted yesterday. Alright, so it's been put out in the popular media that an indigenous guy that is a player for the Mets has tested positive. Now, if you look on Google, and it shows he showed no signs of it, but all of a sudden he tests positive. Okay. One, it is not affecting anyone indigenous. Why all of a sudden is now a high-profile indigenous, high-profile, no one regular, no one of, that has no status, so to speak, as far as in the public eye. And then you have to realize, he so happened to get it from his fellow ball mate who was from France. Now, when I said indigenous people can't get it, I meant it. The guy from France is biracial, okay? He is mixed. The mixed ones, yes, they can get it because they are half-breeds. So, yes, can a biracial one get that virus? Yes, they can, because they're not fully indigenous. They are half-breeds. The French guy is mixed. So, yes, he can get it. He's mixed. But the other one is not mixed. Just because they put in the public view, a so-called black guy got it. No, that's bullshit. They are literally paid to play. That is the whole thing. They are paid to play a game. They are paid to play whatever role they are told to play. So it's not far-fetched to think, if they're told to, say you have this and we'll pay you for it, or whatever means of making them do this, make a public announcement that you have it, even though he doesn't. There's not been one case of a regular indigenous person testing positive for this COVID-19. Not one regular person. It just so happened that now you have this coming about on a basketball team. That makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. Think about it. Use your common sense here. And I'm going to just go into it. Magic Johnson, for using him as an example. Okay. Magic Johnson was supposed to have been supposedly diagnosed with HIV in the early 90s. I think, if I remember correctly, 1992, 1993, one of those 2 years, but I believe it was 1992. Now, he has 3 kids, 3 of which are around my age, okay? I was born in 1989, okay? So, I am 31. Now, his kids are in their 30s, or pushing 30. He has 3 kids. Now, if he actually was diagnosed with HIV in 1992, AIDS came out in the 80s. They were still freaking out about it in the 90s. It was still a death sentence in the 90s. I don't care how much money you have, it was still a death sentence in the early 90s. It didn't really stop being a death sentence till the late 90s. Okay, so using critical thinking skills, how does he have kids? If he had HIV in the early 90s, that means the mother of his children or child or whatever would have transmitted the disease from him to her. Which would do what? The kids would be positive for HIV within 6 months of being born. So Does any of his 3 kids, are they HIV positive? Any of them? Is his wife HIV positive? Any of the mother of his kids HIV positive? Did anyone ever think to ask that question? And it's always been said about Magic Johnson that he is the healthiest looking person who has HIV. So one should think, that's kind of weird. Because he's pleasantly plumped, okay, pleasantly, and I'm saying that trying to be nice, okay, about Magic Johnson. He's never looked like he had HIV, and I do mean never looked like he did. He never lost any kind of weight. He never had any physical symptoms that he had it. Okay, and it's always been said he's the healthiest person with HIV. That always never sat right with me. It never did. Because it's like, something about that just doesn't fit. It just doesn't sound right. And then you have to think about it. You have to question everything. These people are literally paid to play a role, play a part. You really think if they're told, hey, we'll give you this, you keep your status, whatever, say you got this, and you'll be well compensated for it. Think about it. Now, all of a sudden, another basketball player who is indigenous so happens to say, after having 0 symptoms of it, by the way, of now testing positive. Why is it a high profile? How come there's no cases of a regular indigenous person? Why? Think about it. It's only been affecting hybrids. Now, if they're mixed, like the guy from France, he is mixed. They are susceptible to getting it because they are literally a half-breed. Quite literally. So, that right there should be obvious. If they're mixed, they're not fully indigenous. So, yes, they're susceptible to a hybrid disease. They're half hybrid. I'm just going to put it out there. If they are mixed, they are half hybrid, half indigenous. Half human, half hybrid. Whichever way you want to put it. But they are mixed. Therefore, they are susceptible. But the one in particular is fully indigenous. Both his parents are fully indigenous. Okay? He does not have that virus. It makes it makes no sense for him to all of a sudden, having no symptoms of it, all of a sudden he tests positive for it. That doesn't sound right. Because everyone who has gotten it has quite literally has some kind of symptom. Whether it be a cough, a sneeze, something, some kind of minute symptom. But you telling me you have 0 symptoms or you're testing positive, something you can't even get? I mean, he might as well say he can get lice. Think about it. Why do so-called black people, how come so-called black folks, okay, so-called, how come indigenous people can't get lice? What is lice? Think about it. What is a flea? Same genus. It's the same reason we can't get lice. It's the same reason we cannot get that damn COVID-19. That damn coronavirus is not going to affect someone indigenous. Fully indigenous. It's not going to affect them. So, he is lying about that. He's being told to say this. Because why would he be told to say this, someone might ask me. Think about it. It's only been affecting hybrids. It's only been affecting the Mongoloid. It's only been affecting the Eurasian. It's only been affecting the Arab hijack. So it's only been affecting them, and it's been very obvious and apparent of which groups have been getting this. So why not have someone who is indigenous, who is of high profile, say, oh, yeah, I got it. Yep. It's affecting everybody. No, it's not. You have to read between the charade that they given. They don't want you to see it's only affecting them. It's only affecting the hybrids. It ain't affecting no damn human. Now, like I said, the one from France is mixed. So, let's get that straight. He's mixed. So, yes, is he susceptible to it? Yes. He's a half-breed. But if you are fully indigenous, that means both parents are fully indigenous, you good. If you melanated 100%, you good. And when I say melanated, I mean you swarthy, you tawny, you good. You melanated, you indigenous, you are a created being, 100% you good. But if you mixed, well, you're susceptible to it. You're a half-breed. So yes, are you susceptible to a hybrid disease? Yes, because you're half that. Now, you might not die from it. Being mixed, you might actually not die from it. But can you get it? Yes. If you're a mixed, you can get it. You might not die. It's possible depending on how genetically dominant your indigenous side was. So, but that is what I wanted to bring out, because someone asked me that question and I looked it up. I'm like, that makes absolutely zero sense. So I thought I'd make a video about it. And you know who you are for making that comment. Thank you. Because I should have went into more detail about it. But then all of a sudden it comes out that, oh, he's tested. No, it makes no sense. And you have to always look at these high profile indigenous celebrities. What have these high profile so-called black people been doing? Well, how did they get their positions in this, hierarchy? How exactly did they get it? Think about it. They didn't do it because they told the truth. They didn't make it to these high-ranking, positions of the 1% because they told the truth. No, that's not how that works. Think about it. What has these so-called black people, these indigenous people who have made their ways to the top, they haven't done it because they've been honest about anything. For them to get to where they are, they have to sign a pact with the devil himself. And that means signing a pact with the devil's puppets. We already know who the devil puppet is. You see them in the forefront as if they in control. Okay, you got to make a pact with the devil. You got to make a pact with the dark side, the evil ones. That's how they make their money. That's how they make their positions in power. They have not done anything to get to where they are honestly. Because if they were honest, they tell the truth about who they are. But no, they propagate the Africa. They propagate black. They propagate African American. They propagate everything is over there in the so-called Middle East. That these Israelis are the chosen. They propagate these lies. So what truly makes you think they are above saying they got a virus they know damn well they're immune to? Come on now. Use your common sense. Please use your common sense. Indigenous people cannot get it. It is impossible for an animal disease to cross over to a human. It's not hard for it to cross over from animal to hybrid. Basically same species. So animal to hybrid, it's not much difference. But to go from an animal or a hybrid to a human, that is it. That's not easy. Now, unless he dumb enough to have this thing injected into him somehow, that would be the only way for it to even remotely show up positive. But I don't see them allowing themselves to be injected with this virus, with this plague. I don't see them being injected with it. But I can see them, lying, putting out a statement and, saying, oh, yeah, they tested positive. No, this bullshit. Let's just be real. So, I'm going to need all of my needs. Use your common sense. Use your critical thinking skills. Because these indigenous people that are in the 1% have not told the truth about a damn thing to get to where they are. They have gotten there because they have been bowing to so-called massa. Okay? So-called. They sign a pact with the devil himself. Quite literally. His puppets. Okay? Beyonce got to her level of celebrity title, being a megastar. She didn't do it because she told the truth. What's she propagating? Africa. African American. What she make her last album? Oh, it's a tribute to Africa. Half of you indigenous. Not fully, but you indigenous. Your daddy indigenous, your mama's mixed. So, but either way it goes, you more indigenous than you are mixed. In her case. Okay. She's openly admitted that she's got French. Now, okay, sure. When did the French get here who were pale? They got here in the 18th century. So, you have to think about it. These pale ones didn't start coming over to these lands to the late 17th century, which is the late 1600s, around 1630, 1640. It's when the pale ones, but the original Europeans were colored. Okay? So she's saying she has French, then she's saying, because you can look at Tina and tell, Tina is not fully indigenous. She's not. There's no ifs and buts about it. You can tell Tina's mixed. She's mixed. Somewhere in her line is French of the Eurasian persuasion. Let's put it that way. So, but the facts still remain. Jay-Z is fully indigenous. He's propagating Africa, but yet he can say he a jigaboo. He a jigger. That's a slang towards an Indian. He told you he was an Indian. Come on now. Use your common sense. None of these so-called Negroes have told you the truth to get to where they are today. They propagate a lie to get to where they are and stay where they are. So they are not above saying they got a virus that they're immune to. I hope this answers a lot of questions. Okay? Because I'm going to use the indigenous Mets player in question as a part of my thumbnail. Okay? I'm going to use that so you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention his name because his name's not worth me mentioning. Quite literally. Because he lying his ass off. And it's bullshit because you can't get something you're immune to that you as a 100% human cannot get. You ain't a hybrid. But I digress. Either way it goes, if y'all have some questions, do put them in the comments and I will respond to them. But I hope this answers the question, thoroughly. He's being paid to say he has this virus that he knows damn well he don't got. They are paid to play a role. And that goes deep. That means whatever they puppet master tell them to do. You play this role. This is what I want you to do and you're going to do it. There's no ifs and buts about it. They are paid to play. Tries most high, my need you.